Welcome back to Grammar Grade 10. This is Unit 2, Lesson 18, and it's the lesson that closes the unit. All through these lessons, we've been pulling sentences apart: the subject, the verb, the direct object, the indirect object. Today, we pick up the last two pieces, and they're called complements. A complement is a word that finishes a sentence off, the word without which the whole thing feels unfinished. There are two we need: the object complement and the subject complement. Let's get into it. Let's start with the word itself. A complement is simply a word that completes the meaning of a sentence. It's the piece that makes the sentence whole. Listen to this one. The club elected Rosa. Elected Rosa what? Something is missing, isn't it? The sentence stops short. It needs one more word to feel finished. Add the word president, and suddenly the thought closes. The club elected Rosa president. That extra word is a complement, and today we'll meet two of them: the object complement and the subject complement. So let's meet the first one, the object complement. An object complement is a word that follows the direct object and renames or describes it. Here's what makes it easy to spot. It appears only after a certain family of verbs. Verbs like make, name, call, elect, choose, and consider, appoint, find, and think. Those verbs aren't satisfied with just an object. They need one more word to complete the picture. And that extra word can be a noun, a pronoun, or an adjective. The order never changes. First the verb, then the direct object, then the object complement sitting right behind it. Let's watch one work. The club elected Rosa president. Start with the verb, elected. That's an action, and it's one of our trigger verbs. Now ask, elected whom? Rosa. So Rosa is the direct object. But the sentence still isn't done. Elected Rosa what? President. And look at what president is doing. It reaches back and renames the direct object. President tells us what Rosa became. Rosa equals president. Now try another one. The news made her anxious. Made whom? Her. That's the direct object. And anxious describes her. Same job, different word class. This time, the object complement is an adjective, not a noun. Now for the other one, the subject complement. Remember linking verbs back in Lesson 6? Verbs like is, are, was, seem, look, feel, become. They don't act on anything, they simply link. So here's the rule. A subject complement follows a linking verb, and it renames or describes the subject. There are two kinds. The first is the predicate nominative, a noun or a pronoun that renames the subject. My cousin is an architect. Architect renames my cousin. Same person, second name. The second kind is the predicate adjective, an adjective that describes the subject. The lake looks calm. Calm doesn't rename the lake at all. It tells us what the lake is like. Let's set the two of them side by side. My cousin is an architect. The verb is a linking verb. No action anywhere in that sentence. And what sits on the far side of it? Architect, which is a noun. It renames my cousin, so it is a predicate nominative. Now the second. The lake looks calm. Looks is linking here. The lake isn't looking at anything, it's just being described. On the far side sits calm, which is an adjective. It doesn't rename the lake, it describes it. So calm is a predicate adjective. Noun or pronoun means nominative. Adjective means adjective. That's the whole difference between them. Now, here's the single idea I want you to carry out of this lesson. Both complements finish a sentence, but they point in opposite directions. Look at the first one. The judges named Lena champion. Named is an action verb, so Lena is the direct object, and champion reaches back and lands on Lena. It points back to the object, and that is what an object complement always does. It follows an action verb and the direct object. Now the second. Lena is the captain. The verb here is, a linking verb, no action at all. And captain reaches back past that verb and lands on Lena, this time the subject. A linking verb sends the complement back to the subject. Same shape on the page, opposite direction underneath. And what tells you which? The verb. Always the verb. Let's boil the whole lesson into a quick check you can run on any sentence. Step 1. Find the verb and ask whether it's an action verb or a linking verb. That one question does most of the work for you. Step 2. If it's an action verb with a direct object and an extra word is writing along right behind that object, you're looking at an object complement. Step 3. If the verb is a linking verb, then any word completing it is a subject complement. And once you've named it, ask one last thing. Is that word a noun, a pronoun, or an adjective? For a subject complement, a noun or pronoun makes it a predicate nominative, and an adjective makes it a predicate adjective. Shall we practice a few? In this first set, I'll give you a sentence with a complement in it, and you decide. Is it an object complement, pointing back to a direct object, or a subject complement, pointing back to the subject? Look at the verb first. Pause the video and choose before I reveal each answer. The mayor appointed Diaz chief of police. Find the verb, appointed. That's an action verb, one of our trigger verbs, in fact. Appointed whom? Diaz, the direct object. And chief of police renames Diaz. It points back to the object, so this is an object complement. The soup smells wonderful. Find the verb, smells. Is the soup doing anything? No, it isn't sniffing the air. Smells is a linking verb here, and wonderful describes the soup, the subject. So this one is a subject complement. Fatigue made the runners careless. The verb is made, an action verb, and another trigger verb. Made whom? The runners, so that's the direct object. And careless describes the runners, not fatigue. It reaches back to the object, so the answer is object complement. Every sentence in this second set has a linking verb, so every complement is a subject complement. Your job is to name which kind: a predicate nominative, which is a noun or pronoun, or a predicate adjective. Pause and try each one before I answer. My grandmother was a pilot. Was is a linking verb, so whatever follows it is a subject complement. Now, what is pilot? It's a noun, and it renames my grandmother. Same person, second name. A noun after a linking verb makes it a predicate nominative. The hallway grew quiet. Grew is linking here. Nothing is growing in size. And quiet? Quiet is an adjective. It doesn't rename the hallway. It describes it. An adjective after a linking verb makes it a predicate adjective. The winner of the contest is she. The verb is a linking verb. And she is a pronoun, not an adjective, and it renames the winner. Remember, a predicate nominative can be a noun or a pronoun. So the answer here is predicate nominative. Let's gather up what we learned. An object complement follows an action verb and its direct object, and it renames or describes that object. The club elected Rosa president. It only shows up after verbs like make, name, call, elect, and consider. A subject complement follows a linking verb, and it points the other way. It renames or describes the subject, and it comes in two flavors. A predicate nominative is a noun or a pronoun, like architect in my cousin is an architect, while a predicate adjective is an adjective, like calm in the lake looks calm. Always start with the verb. An action verb sends the complement back to the object. A linking verb sends it back to the subject. And with that, Unit 2 is complete. You can now take a sentence apart piece by piece. Subject, verb, direct object, indirect object, and both complements. That's the whole skeleton. Nicely done, and I'll see you in the next unit.